So social value in action looks like making the difference that we need to make for the communities. We need to understand what our communities need, and we need to be able to meet that need. We want to do that in a systemic way. So we don't want to just be tackling the symptoms. We want to really think about how we can think in a system, how we can address things in a holistic manner, and how we can really be impactful as an organisation, both to meet the needs of the community, to address inequality, to use the platform that we have as a business to create opportunities for people to thrive. And we also recognise that that's really important as an employer, to bring people into our business, to attract people to want to work for us, to give a sense of purpose to our existing workforce. And all of those things are really important to us as a family-owned business. One of the key things for us is the TOMS system. It's really helpful to have a mechanism to be able to put that proxy value against what we're doing, and to be able to translate the qualitative elements, and the case studies and everything are always super important, but actually to have a financial proxy value is really helpful to communicate in bids, at forecasting stage, and to really look at the impact of what we're doing as well. So the TOMS system is the most important thing for us in terms of really understanding where we can have the most impact, although we think that shouldn't drive exclusively the behaviour of where people operate, but it is really helpful to understand the impact that's being created and where we can make that difference. Community engagement in the construction industry is always important. It's always been important. We know that we're quite disruptive as a business when we come in. We're noisy, we're a bit messy, we're not everyone's favourite neighbour. So actually it's really important that we give the communities back more than we're taking away, in that immediate impact of the work that we might be doing while we're building, when we're maintaining. We want to make sure that we are a really good neighbour. We want to make sure that the people who are living near the projects that we're running have an opportunity to access work, to upskill, to really turn their lives around. One of the things that's really important to us as a business is to create opportunities for people who are furthest from the workforce. So we're doing a lot of work with people in prison to challenge perceptions around employing people with criminal records, both directly and through our supply chain. We want to create opportunities for care experienced young people. We're running programs with them. We want to make sure that communities are better off because we've been working in their area. And so that's something that's really important to our industry. I think it's something that enables us to win work as well. It's an expectation when you're winning property services, construction projects, whether that be building homes or leisure centres or prisons or maintaining social homes. We want to make sure that we understand the needs of that community that we're going to be working in, and that what we do as a business makes a tangible and long-lasting impact for them. I think when companies are starting on their social value journey, it's really challenging because it's such a broad agenda. It's really easy to try and boil the ocean. And I would really encourage companies to think about what are your key skills? What do you as an organisation do well, and focus there. If you're a catering company, don't necessarily focus on things that are not related to catering. Start where you can make the biggest difference. Where is your expertise going to be the most helpful for people? Where are you employing people? What difference can your company make in terms of the work that you're doing, in terms of where you're working, how you're working? And really look at your core operations first. What are you buying? What can you do? And maybe pick a couple of things that you can change. Shift your procurement model so that you're buying from a social enterprise, for example. Look at where you might be able to employ people into particular roles. Could you upskill those people? I think focus on your core activity first and then take it from there. I think social value is a really exciting area to work in, and it's an ever-evolving thing to be involved with. So in terms of what's next, I really think it's important that we start thinking about prevention and not just intervention later on down the road. So that's something that I really want to look at How do we engage people before they've become furthest from the workforce? How can we make sure that we are changing the trajectory of people's lives? How can we make sure that we're having a positive environmental impact by thinking about things earlier in the design process, for example? And then also, how can we look at things in a more holistic way so that we can join the dots between the impact that we can have, how we're working, who we're working with, and to really have a more holistic and systems thinking approach to what we're doing. We want to make sure that we can engage earlier. We want to make sure that we can really have an impact on big societal issues, and joining up what we're doing in terms of environmental sustainability and social value is a key part of what we want to do going forward as a business.